Two, one, two, one, two, one, two. Bad Truth is in the building. What's going down? What's going down? Listen and learn Monday. How y'all feeling, man? Once again, man, I am trying to send like this little video, and it's pretty dope. So if I get it to the point where it logs up, you know how I do. For real, for real, for real. So let's not play. You know what it is. Turn up for Christ or burn up for life. What's happening, young world? I see I'm live. I was trying to get my video up. Got this little dude, man, who sent like he uh he went so hard on this little video, and it just seemed like now that I wanted to send it to the, you know what I mean, to my thing, it won't go. But I don't even see anybody live with me, so I have enough time to, you know, uh okay. It says my YouTube channel is live. So what's happening with everybody, man? As y'all getting ready to tune in and pick up, and you dig what I'm saying, as we feel like, you know what I mean, we getting ready to do this, I just want to say, man, happy Resurrection Day. I mean, yesterday was a big day for everybody that believe in the Lord, and so now that I'm here, I'm gonna try to send it like one more time, and let me go to my videos. Let me see if I'm live. We live. So they said we got one person. Auntie, what's going down? Hey, nephew. Love. Okay, I appreciate it, Auntie. I'm glad you tapped in because I got one person that shared. But what I was trying to do, man, is I was trying to download this video of this guy. It just came through. Everything want to work at the last minute. I try to tell you, every time I get ready to try to do it, it does little stupid stuff like that. But what's happening with everybody, man? Happy Resurrection Day from yesterday, man. The barbershop went crazy Friday, Saturday, really like Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And so, man, Sunday after I came back from church, I blacked out and went to sleep. And so I ate a little something, put something on my stomach, man, and I didn't know where in the world I was gonna try to get back up at like no 7 or no 8 o'clock and try to, do the podcast because I cut hair from like 9:30 in the morning all the way until like my last haircut was like at 10:30 at night. So, somewhere around through there. Christina, what's going down? Yeah, so just yesterday, it was a wrap for me. I feel horrible, you know what I mean? Been in the gym, sweating, and then try to come outside in that because the weather was nice, and you know how it be, the sun be shining, and then next thing you know, you'll try some stupid stuff, and that's I had a head cold and everything, man. I was so mad. I was like, man, I really just didn't even feel cool. So I went ahead and I laid down, and I'm gonna try to get this video cracking. And then I laid down, man, and I got some rest, man. I woke up about 10 o'clock at night. I felt a lot better, though. You dig what I'm saying? And so I went ahead and I just kind of meshed it together and put together today's show. You know what I mean? Like last night when I woke up, I kind of worked on it a little bit. You know how I play on the words? A lot of people play the video game Call of Duty. So I put a spin on it, Call of Duty, making it about you, uh, of saying, like, and if we're going to go to war for anything at this present time, I think we need to go to war for unity. And so as this video was uploading, once I get the video uploaded, I'll play that, and then I'll get y'all back on the comments and stuff like that, so I could tell you a little bit what was going down. And so let me read you this real quick. Psalms 133, verse 1 says this: Behold, how good and how pleasant is it for the brethren to dwell together in unity. And then uh I'm not gonna turn this into like a real like Bible study, but unity comes from Christ. So you already know, like yesterday, by it being Happy Resurrection Sunday, you dig what I'm saying? Most people call it Easter. That's kind of like pagan and the bunny rabbits and all of that stuff, which is cool. Let them kids have fun, do the Easter egg hunts, man, and stuff like that. If it's gonna, here's my thing, man. Because so many people get to thinking like, oh, you took Jesus' death on the cross, and here go the white man turned it into Easter, and that's a pagan religion, and all the bunny. Y'all trying to draw all of those symbols and signs and wonders and stuff, man. And to me, man, use some common sense. It makes sense, man. Listen, listen to me. If that's gonna be a good day for people to break bread, to fix a meal, and to get them kids together in the yard or somewhere and play, I think that's a beautiful thing. I think it's up to you of your household that you're supposed to teach your kids about Christ, and you're supposed to talk to them about the death and the resurrection of Christ, especially, you know what I mean, if that's what you believe in. So, you know, in this world, people can believe into whatever they want to believe in. So do your thing. And so I don't want to separate that. Keep saying happy resurrection Sunday because it was a beautiful thing. You dig what I'm saying? From our part, from being a Christian to what happened. To bring it back full circle of what I was talking about on the unity is let me read you the scripture real quick. This is Ephesians chapter 4, verses 1 through 3. And I can see a little bit, but sometimes I don't want to mess my eyes up, man. I need glasses and I haven't went and got them yet. But listen to this. I, therefore, a prisoner in the Lord, beg you to lead a life worthy of the calling to which you have been called, with all humility, gentleness, with patience, bearing with one another in love, making every effort to maintain the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. And the reason why I wanted to read you that, and I'll tell you where we about to get ready to go here in a few minutes, is because when Jesus died on the cross, that brought us back into unity with the Father. You dig what I'm saying? Adam and Eve did in the garden when they sinned against God. They said that man was at war with God. And so when he died, if he didn't, know what I mean, have faith in the one that was to come, or now the faith in Jesus right now, then you still at war with God. That means that you're an enemy of God unless you accept his son, Jesus Christ. And so with Jesus Christ, happy Resurrection Sunday yesterday, that was the unity of us being related, I mean, back to the Father, you know what I mean, having a relationship. And so when I said the call of duty, and I was stretching it out to be like unity, it's on a couple of different angles that I was looking for here. So as my video is processing, I just want to say I do not know this family, but I want to say rest in peace to Faith Zulu. Um, I don't know her family, and if any of her family or anybody that they know watching this podcast, please don't be offended that I mentioned her name. Somebody sent me the news article because as we was talking like last night, somebody sent them the news article that an 18-year-old boy was out there in Jersey Ridge Apartments out there off of 53rd. And I don't know if him and the girl was beefing, but however it goes down, he shot a gun. He's 18 years old and he killed her. Her name is Faith Zulu. And so I looked her up on Facebook, man, and super, you know what I mean, like little pretty little dark skinned little young lady. One of the things I liked about her too is because our cousin, Breasia, the one that passed a couple of years ago, and that little horrendous act that happened, she even supported her on her page. You dig what I'm saying? And so when I see like little people like that, the little young ladies, man, like as of right now, and I think God has got me on this advocacy for women. You know what I mean? About the respect of our women, whether it be domestic violence, sex abuse, just, you know what I mean, lifting the lady back up to where she need to be, as well as our brothers. And so when I heard about that 18-year-old young dude, now he's down in Scott County. They dropped it from first degree murder to second degree murder. You dig what I'm saying? But however it goes down, even if it's second degree murder, he still can probably get like probably like a 50 ball, and he gonna probably have to do like 75% of that, which is gonna be like 35 to 38 years or something like that. You know what I mean? And so however it goes, he 18 years old. And so his life is going down. Now, the only thing that's good about him is that they have been fighting this law that says that if you're not 25, you know what I mean? And I think in the state of Iowa was 21, that mentally his mind is not developed enough as an adult. And so they're going to charge him as an adult, but then after him going back and forth to court, he can probably get like a lesser time. My prayer is that first of all, God would, give a spiritual hug to Faith Zulu, whoever the Zulu family is. Listen, man, I'm praying for y'all. I was praying before I even did the podcast, you know what I mean? So I'm lifting y'all up because that's gotta hurt. And so I'm not for sure if she's a mother. I seen a kid on her Facebook page. And so I'm praying for baby. I'm praying for the mother, the sisters and brothers, uncles, aunties, cousins, best friends, anybody. Listen, I'm praying for y'all. I love y'all. And here it is in the Quad Cities, B. It's about to get hot. You know what I mean? And I just cut this other little young brother's hair, you know what I mean? And I like to chop it up with guys and they're young, and then, they show like maturity mentally wise. So him was having a conversation, and he was talking about how, when he was down and out, how his girlfriend, she was using her little money to help him get his car fixed and help him make some moves. So he said when his taxes came back, he started turning around and he went and took her shopping and, man, bought her some dresses, and he'd been trying to get a haircut all weekend. And I had to tell him, like, man, you got to tell me like little stuff like that. So then that way, even though I'm tired, when I got back to the house, I would have did like one more cut. I don't o'clock in the morning for him just to take his girl out on her birthday. So look nice. So he can do something nice for her. You dig what I'm saying? He took her to Olive Garden, which was the only thing open on Easter. The love that he was trying to show his girl, and when I got him in the chair and I'm cutting his hair, I'm trying to give him little gems like, listen, bro, you doing the right thing. See, you only like 20, 22 right now, but what you doing right now, this is what we supposed to be doing in the first place. See, a lot of us wait till we get into our 30s, into our 40s and 50s, and all of a sudden you want to hit every dating site in on the book or on the list, trying to you want to hit wife when, hold on, I hope we didn't lose connection. It says look like we lost connection. And see, but so we still rocking. But at the end of the day, you don't want to wait until you get into your middle 30s, your late 40s, and 40s and 50s, and then all of a sudden you're trying to find you a wife, you're trying to find you a husband, you're trying to go somewhere and sit it down. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us guys, excuse me, when we was young, we was running the streets. You think it's cool to have multiple women and just running around sleeping with people and doing whatever you, when in actuality, life is about this race, about you and this woman find that you're supposed to be with, that you feel like is your soulmate. And we might do that on Love and Hate on Thursday, since we was talking about, I salute my future wife. I didn't forget about y'all. But so chopping it up with this dude, man, he was super duper mature because he was telling me, man, how he was, got his little taxes back, spoil his girl. And I told him, I said, you know something, fam, you're doing the right thing, though. Show out for her. You know what I mean? Like when you was down on your luck, you know what I'm saying? She was taking her checks and she was feeding into your spirit. And so now you didn't bounce back with your taxes. You're supposed to go buy her dresses. You're supposed to take her out to Olive Garden or wherever else, you know what I mean, for her birthday. And he ain't nothing but like 21. And he's a hardworking dude coming from the shy, where most people mentality is to sell drugs. And so he got turned on to me by my little bro LB. And if anybody seen like LB, I met LB out of Sterling. So now this is probably like about the fifth haircut LB that sent me. LB always sending me haircuts, but he my little bro. And I'm talking about he like in his like early 20s, mid 20s. And just for a young dude, he's super duper smart, man. He take care of his kids. He love his kids, get their haircut. He's always doing family time with his kids. He's a hard worker. He work on cars. He doing all kind of blogs and stuff like that. He got swag about himself. But I like when I see these little young dudes doing their thing and standing up and being real man, respecting women. You dig what I'm saying? And so when we say Call of Duty of Unity, we're going to talk about that, because what just happened with the 18-year-old killing the other little 18-year-old, that's senseless, B. You know what I mean? And you know how to get around here. Excuse me. Congested a little bit. You know how it gets around here in the Quad Cities. Summertime. People get to going crazy. They get to pulling out guns and stuff. People get to playing. Everybody drinking. Everybody smoking. They doing a bunch of dumb drugs. And so that's be happening around here. So let me get my chats going on. I can't see my chat yet, just in case somebody responded. Jerry Ann, she says, I know, right? All right. So listen, then I'm going to tell you this other little story about something that happened to me this weekend too. And then let's watch this little video real quick, because I like what this dude said, and then I'm going to bring it back full circle.
It's an honor to be standing here in front of y'all. I respect every last person in here. And I genuinely love each and every one of y'all. My name is Akeem Smith. I'm a child of God. That's right. That's corny to a lot of people, but I don't care, because I love Jesus. Right. The greatest commandment in the Word of God is love God with all of your heart, your mind, and your soul, and love your neighbor as you love yourself. This is what unity means to me. It means that I love you So I'm gonna hold you accountable for what you do, and I'm gonna place a responsibility on myself to hold you accountable because I want to see you level up in life. I love you. So I hold an obligation on myself for your life. I'm obligated to your life. You know what I'm saying? What people understand is that the hardest thing about love is for me to love you just as I love myself. That's what the word of God says, right? How I'm gonna love you the way I love myself. I don't see you every day. I see myself every day. So I gotta make the most out of the time that I do see you. I gotta make sure that you're good. I gotta make sure you got what you need. You doing what you're supposed to do. I gotta make sure you're mentally prepared to handle all these obstacles, challenges, and all these difficulties that come in life. And if you can't do it, that's why I'm there. I'm gonna back you up. I'm gonna support you. So the last thing I want to say is that our lives are not about just us. It's about us. But just as much it is as it is about us, it's about everybody around us as well.
Okay. And so now listen to this. All right, so he just dropped some real like truth. You know, he even went biblical. One thing I like about the dude, his name is Akeem Smith, and so my stepson name is Akeem Smith. So when I first seen it, I'm like, okay, Seville. I hope he ain't got like no YouTube videos. Like, what is he doing? But at the end of the day, it was super dope what he was saying. And so my auntie Billy, she lives in the town, and so my cousins Jerry and Vic, Brandon and Ashley. We lost my big cousin Mike, you know what I mean, a long time ago. So if anybody from the town, y'all know Michael Vick and Jerry Jones. You know what I mean? You gotta know them. They've been in the town forever. You dig what I'm saying? Probably in some of the wildest fights and you know what I mean, and everything else. And so a lot of people that's associated with me or know me in the town know me from cuz and stuff like that. And so when I first came home, when I got a chance to move around and I went to go visit my auntie, you know, she stayed in Rock Island, but then across the street, my cousin Jerry used to live across the street. And so for some odd reason, I don't even know the backdrop. It don't even make any difference, don't make any sense right now. They wasn't talking, you know what I mean? And so it'd be like this. I would go over auntie's house and I visit her, but then again, I would have to go across the street to holler at cousin and then see how he doing. And what was so crazy is that auntie be cooking. So they over here, they throwing down in the backyard. It's all kind of barbecue pits. It's hella food. And anybody that know auntie, they know that she go hard. And so like when she turning up and she cooking, everybody is over there. Now while everybody is over there, I go across the street. Cuz doing his own thing. Got him a little drink, doing his little thing. He watching TV. I'm like, yeah, I'm over there at the house. He's like, yeah, you know what I mean? And so make a long story short, we all done had family feuds where we ain't talking to each other. You know what I mean? And for whatever reason it goes down, you know, everybody family don't always get along at all times. You know what I mean? And it can happen in our family. It didn't happen with me and my daughters. So I know it can happen to anybody because I'm living it can happen. But so Saturday when she was cooking, when I called over there, first Vic came down here, got him a haircut. And so then he was just like, yeah, everybody on my mom's house. I just left from over there. We was over there cooking. I'm about to go home, take a shower. So then he was like, Jerry over there. So make a long story short, since last summer, since whatever the spackle was about or the disagreement to where they wasn't talking anymore, as of today, he was back over at the crib. They barbecuing and stuff like that. So I'm like, tell him, you know, don't leave. I'm gonna come over there and I'm gonna cut his hair. So I get done cutting hair in the barbershop. Boom, I shoot over there, and you know, Vic always look out for me. You know what I mean? He like one of my top paying customers, man. He my cousin too. And he know, you know, if he ever need a haircut for free, it's nothing. But the moral of the story is this. I cut my cousin up, then I cut his little brother up, did his beard and stuff like that. And then he was sitting off to the side and he was like, what I owe you? And I was like, no, cuz I think I owe you for this one because we had supposed to been getting together, but just because there was so many feuds and you know, my mind don't work right. I might be over here, then I forget to go back over there. And you know what I mean? Make a long story short, I was just so good to just see all of us kicking it up under one roof again. Like, okay, him and Vic talking and chopping it up, you know, passing the crown to each other, pouring up with Auntie over there, all of us talking and talking about little stories on how we grew up, on how, he got into a fight and some, I come over there and throw batteries, or however I didn't got down into some stuff and had to call him and he didn't had to come, and pull out them things, This is my people. I'm talking about like me, him, Vic, and Mike. We so close, it's ridiculous. But it'll never be the same because Big Mike is gone. But just that love of unity and family, man, it's something different about that, bro. And it just, it just felt good. It felt right. Like, damn, man, we back. Like everybody talking and stuff like that. And so when I was like, the call of duty should be unity. And then after I was listening to him, and then the girl who got killed, who was like 18 years old, man, I was just, one of the things he said is really real. Christ gave us that commandment: love your neighbor as you love yourself. And sometimes we don't always see everybody, man. And so you got to make sure and be mindful that, man, you loving people every chance that you get. Because here's the situation, and this is one time me and Vic, we was chopping it up, and this is what I was trying to say. I gave Ash like one time, and then they was like, oh, he across the street, he mad at everybody, he ain't speaking. And sometimes he go through his grudges and stuff like that, and it's cool. But what I be trying to tell everybody, and this is what I want to say to everybody as a collective, the whole bare truth, everybody tapping in, you know, know, you know, when life or God is going to call you home. You know what I mean? And sometimes, life, it can be short. Sometimes life can just throw you a curveball, just like the little shorty out there. They said they got into an argument. Dude had a gun. And now we got an 18-year-old young girl. You know what I mean? She's gone. You know what I mean? So somebody just lost a daughter. Possibly somebody just lost a mother, a sister, a niece, a cousin, a best friend. You know what I mean? And fam, you never know when it's gonna happen. And so we need to be trying to be unified as much as possible. You know what I mean? And if nothing else, look at yesterday. Christ, that's the reason why we celebrate, because Christ took the cross so we can be united with God again. You dig what I'm saying? So if he can go through everything that he went through, and I know we dress up real fresh and we make it look super fancy, you know what I mean? The suits and you know what I mean, going to church on Sundays, the big dinners, the Easter egg hunts and stuff like that. But what happened to him on the cross wasn't nothing nice, B. I'm talking about when they beat him, they brutally beat him. And I gotta tell you, yesterday church service was so sincere. You know what I mean? I seen you in there, I seen you dip out. You know what I mean? I'm a member, so I try to stick around and speak to people. But yeah, I seen you. But at one point in time, man, he got the I mean, he was praying, and it's crazy. Excuse me. The lady that plays the organ, she goes so hard, and so I just be seeing her places, and I don't even know the sister name. I was at the credit union today, and I'm like, hey, I'm sitting down there putting some money into my account, and I'm like, hey, sister, what's up? She's like, what's up? That's my husband. I'm like, yeah, and I'm telling the lady behind the thing, I was like, that's our organ player at church. And it's like, listen, so she playing the organ, he, what I mean, praying for people. You dig what I'm saying? They standing in the aisle, and he's praying for people. Listen. I'm telling you, I don't know what you feel about God or what your relationship is with God, but there's been a couple of times when I'm telling you, I know the presence of the Holy Spirit, the presence of God is in that building. Because listen, the air gets so thin, it's like it's damn near like it's hard to breathe, and it feels like stuff is on your shoulder. But then again, on the inside of you, it's a feeling that you can't explain. It feels so good, it's incredible, and it's just like you're in the right place. And then sometimes the only thing you can do is just like close your eyes and just start praising God. And I'm telling you, that's what Jesus died for the unity. A lot of people be like, they don't want to go to church. Man, they fakes, they hypocrites in there. Come on, man, they got space for one more. Cause you right in that lineup. So just as much as you can point a finger at them and claim that they this and come on in there, cause they got a spot for you too. Cause there's some issues going on with you. But the matter of fact, the Bible says, do not neglect the meeting of the church as it is with some. He says, as you see the day approaching more, he said it's best that we be in fellowship. Because what if it's on you to give your testimony, and somebody is going through something that you're going through, and you might say what they needed to hear to get them up out of their funk. You see what I'm saying? So God takes certain people through and he works with different peoples in different ways. Like your test is your testimony. Your mess is your message. So don't ever be afraid to go to church and give it up for God. So that's the reason why when I came to the crib, I couldn't do nothing else but tell you about what I went to prison for, what happened, how I was in my funk. But then again, guess what? The victory is like, look at what he's doing in my life right now. Y'all seeing it. That's the reason why people rocking with the bare truth, be because I'm telling it to you, glory for it, and you seeing it up close and personal. And this is what God is doing in people's life. And this is what he don't listen, he's a healer, a provider. He is he's everything. I can go on and on forever. When they say Jehovah Jireh, the provider, like listen, it's not a joke, dog. He's really who he said he is. And I'm just trying to tell you, we do good when we get unified, when we get together in numbers. So my first thing was the unity of family. What I just seen, like, you know what I mean, might be just minute, you know what I mean, to them. You know, they probably fall out and bigger and everything else. Matter of fact, I think little Ashley, she might be mad now. You dig what I'm saying? So now Jerry back speaking. Now Ashley probably ain't back speaking. But you know, it's gonna be sooner or later, all of us gonna be there over there eating with Auntie. You dig what I'm saying? But what I be trying to say to y'all, and the reason why I'm using them as an example, because I want y'all to be mindful that you know, like right now, why they got their mom on earth, blessing to see family and them spending time with their mom, talking about how we grew up, laughing and joking about what we used to do in the past. When my 70th birthday was over on March the 11th, it was so good just to see my cousin Bob and them come over, my sister, my niece, my nephew here. Both of my daughters was here. You know, these are the little bitty things that you got to look forward to, man. Stay unified within your family. You dig what I'm saying? Because God, if Jesus, if God created us as his people, he created us because he wanted to have a relationship with us. Knew that we messed up. So okay, we off our square. We done messed up. He didn't just count us out. He said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm about to send my son. I'm gonna dress up in the flesh and I'm gonna come down there and I'm gonna handle this situation with y'all so we can have a relationship. So if Jesus can do it with the Father, just so we can be in the right relationship, so we can be unified with God, you gotta do it with your family. So I got brothers and sisters. If y'all falling out, let this be the day that you make that call and be, listen, man, I don't know, but you know, we ain't even got to say much more. I just wanted to say I love you and listen. Thank God for you. I'm glad to hear you breathing. I love you, and that's it. And this started from there because sometimes that's all it's got to be. And like say for instance, what if you're in a marriage or something and you're falling out? Maybe it can't be repaired where the divorce is going to be reversed. You separated right now, but what you can do is you can call that person, man, and be like, listen, I know we didn't make it on this level. But let's do this. Why don't we always make it a habit that we're gonna be friends, that we're gonna be cool? Because you know, I be letting y'all in on like everything that be going on with me, like whether it's good news, whether it's bad news. And so you was getting the bad news, how child support went inside my bank account and they levied the bank. And then remember how I hurt my thumbs at work. Soon I get the workman's comp settlement, they came and took it. You know, child support came and took that too. And so, you know, it was hurting me. I'm talking about, man, it really hurts you because when you getting these little lump sums, I'm saving up my money, then y'all go in there, y'all take that, then here comes this little settlement. Man, I'm trying to, you know what I mean, level up. I wanted to buy like a little crib. I'm trying to mess with E and them. You know, he be coming over here getting his haircut. So he always giving me points and tips about, man, they got this here, they want this, they'll probably take this, you know, like a little lender. So, you know what I mean? Shout out to E, Goodwin, man. And he got 50% off all the clothes going on down there, trying to get the summer stuff in, man, because he be just like kind of keeping me up on like, you know, like little different business moves, man. And so, you know, it was hurting, man, because you know, you come home and you making moves and you feeling good, and it seemed like boom, as soon as I get ready to level up, here come child support. Boop, you owe us this. Come on, let me get this out you. You dig what I'm saying? To the point, man, where I had to stop putting money in the bank, trying to get like prepaid cards and all that type of stuff. And it's hard to budget money like that. And it's kind of hard to build your credit. You dig what I'm saying? Especially if you're trying to open up a business because you could be putting stuff in here trying to stack and save, then they come snatch it out. So make a long story short, me and my BM, we fell out about it. You know, because there was some misunderstanding about some money that they took. And, you know, I ain't gonna go into detail. I'm not gonna, you know, talk about it because it's squashed now. You dig what I'm saying? But I got a letter in the mail, like, you know, like last week, and it had her signature on it. And you know, she went down and she went to the child support office and told them that she was satisfied with the back part that I owed her. And it was like over like $11,000 that I still owed. You dig what I'm saying? Now they still took the workman's comp settlement, which was cool because my baby got a chance to get her a car. You dig what I'm saying? So now she got her a little whip. You dig what I'm saying? But like I was trying to tell him, it's like, I got Nubia, I got Avion, I got Dejan. Y'all know I just got done seeing my grandkids. I never met them in Waterloo. I could have got a little lump sum like that. I want to look out for everybody. You ain't got just one child. And so she felt that. I mean, she went down there and she went and, signed that paper, man, and she did that. And not only I'm grateful that she did it because in my heart, I just wanted her to know that that if I was never there in prison, I'm 100% father to my kid. Never, you know what I mean, lacked on my kids. I ain't never came up short. Birthdays, Christmases, schools, school events, nothing. And I'm not saying that you don't owe the money because I was there, but I'm saying do a lot better if you help me get on my feet. And I think that's what me and Overstreet was talking about. Ladies, I get it. If you got a bum baby daddy and he don't want to take care of the kids, you dig what I'm saying? And he ain't trying to look out and stuff like that. I can dig that. You dig what I'm saying? Where sometimes you might have to put the people in their business. But sometimes I feel like, ladies, if you are going to use this public assistance as a stepping stone, use it to help you level up. And then, you know what I mean? If you can, try to break ties with it, because if dude is in prison and you know he's a good dude, they going to keep charging that to his account. So when he come home, it's damn near impossible. That's like I was talking to Overstreet. You dig what I'm saying? My man was just telling me, like, man, if he wanted to take his girl out to go eat, he got to literally like look at the menu and see, like, okay, she gonna order this, I'm gonna order this, my check is coming here and this and that, and then they gonna take out this and they gonna take out that, and this is what you left with. You dig what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that, it's the case with all people. It's different strokes for different folks. You know what I mean? I get it. But my BM, you know what I mean? She know that I ain't never been no bum baby daddy. That it just ain't in my character, ain't in my blood, it ain't even in my family. My family's gonna look out. You dig what I'm saying? My sister gonna hold me down whenever I go. It happen. I hold her down. She gonna hold me down. You dig what I'm saying? My dad is gonna hold me down. He good about, like, call him, let him know what's going on. He don't really care about sizes and this and that. But what do, he'll send a bunch of gift cards. He'll put some money on the card and he'll like gift card you to death. But he gonna hold me down. My stepmom Wanda gonna hold me down. My mom, she gonna hold me down. When Horse was here, he gonna hold you down, picking kids up. You know what I mean? Whatever they can do, my family got my back. And so, you know, I just glad that she was able to do that for me. So then that could put me in a good position. So I said all of that to say this. Even in uh a relationship, whether it's a marriage, a divorce, whether you're a girlfriend or boyfriend, you can unify that situation. Be at unity then. Use that as a call of duty to unify each other, man. And just say, hey, man, listen, I know you're struggling out there. I'm going to try to do this. Can you try to make sure that you can at least do this and that? Work something out, man. And if y'all beefing or if y'all fell out on bad terms or something like that, you know, make amends with each other. Because y'all got a child on this earth. If something happened to one of y'all, one of the parents, the child and the child is going to suffer. And so it looks way worse when when y'all beefing with each other. You know what I mean? So I don't want me and Stank to be having, like, conversations and I'm still mad at her mom, because it goes like that. And then I wind up, telling her my feelings about her mom. Her mom will wind up telling her her feelings about me. And you know what I mean? It ain't nothing but just, a bunch of just hate. You dig what I'm saying? And at this, 2023, I keep telling y'all, man, it's spread hate. It's real easy to spread hate, but it's harder to show love. You know what I mean? And then, what the Bible says, love covers a multitude of sins. So any release love, you letting God work the situation. Only thing you got to do is just make sure you showing love in the situation and fall back and watch him do what he do. You dig what I'm saying? And so who's to say, by her doing that, he might turn around and bless me, where I might be able to turn around and really, like, bless her sometime in the near future. We just don't know what's gonna happen. But what you doing is you're using discernment, you using it as a chance to get God involved and say, hey, you dig what I'm saying? Listen, you said forgive, I'm forgiven. You dig what I'm saying? And we're gonna let that one ride. Um, some of us got some friends, man, and you done fell out, and now y'all ain't even talking more. One of the good things about me and G Nice, uh, and Jada, we'll always come back. You know what I mean? If we have a dispute, argument, or something like that, if we ain't heard from it in a while, we got that mutual love and respect for each other, where we're gonna be like, you know what, what's happening? somebody gonna reach out and stuff like that. We're gonna start the conversation, and we're gonna go from there. But however, we got now contact is Jada's brother, family. My bro, death, man. I'm talking about, man. We didn't got it from the mud. You know what I mean? Man, we done been through everything. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, like he's my guy. Super duper talented. Got a Quimini. He down there killing them in the tattoo game. And so him and G Nice had a disagreement. And I can't even really say I even know what that is about. And I don't even think the disagreement is between them two. I really can't say that. But one one thing about Khan, it's like when Khan don't mess with you, Khan don't mess with you, man. It's like if he get an attitude and it's like he hold a grudge for like decades. It's like, man, you could be around him and he could be have a drink. He'll pour from the same drink and won't, you know what I mean? But still, like, hold on, fam, we sharing a bottle. We sharing a fifth. We supposed to laugh and talk. We supposed to say something to it. But you know that's how it is, though. You know what I mean? Him and some guys that got wrapped up in it. So he did like 5 years as a teenager. And so when he came home, and I can honestly say Khan was different. You know what I mean? He was a grown man. You know what I mean? He was a mature man because he had been behind the walls. I mean, like Anamosa. And so, anytime you do time in the max prison, it's always different. When you come through the door, you got to grow a whole different atmosphere. And so I was just trying to explain this to somebody not too long ago. And I'm always telling y'all, like, I read text. And so I read at face value. And so I usually, when you tell me something, I usually take it at face value. You dig what I'm saying? And any type of miscommunication, I might think that, hey, I don't really trust what you're saying. I really feel like, when you spinning me or whatever. You dig what I'm saying? And being that we didn't did so much time in prison, the first thing that you do is you separate yourself from people. When you feel like somebody ain't keeping it a buck with you or keeping it 100 with you, listen, I'm just gonna stay in my lane and you gotta stay in your lane. And it's just this force field, man. We've been doing it for like so long. You know what I mean? When you be in prison, it's just like this macho thing. And I don't know, you just have to do it, man, because in prison everybody looking for something, they trying to come up, and it's like, nah, it ain't finna happen over here. So that's how you get that force field. And after doing that for so many years, man, you know what I mean, it can have an effect on you when you come out here and you try to keep relationships. And so not only did he do time when he was young, you did what I'm saying, a fresh five flat. I mean, he maxed out his five. I mean, did every damn near every day. Then he done turned around and been to the feds probably like twice. And so, you know what I mean? We call him contact because he's a damn ex-con, but his mentality is like that. And I know it's still like that today. You know what I mean? Super duper smart, super duper talented, but he's still living in, convict mode. Like, man, straight up. Like, it's me against the world. He gonna protect his circle, him and his kids, love them to death about him. But other than that, shh, it's him against the world, man. I mean, he fall out with his sisters and them. You dig what I'm saying? Dude is just super weird. But I said all of that to say this. It's just like I really wish that he would understand that, like right now at this present time, G Nice is in a good space. He's in a good space. We all in a like good space. You saying mentally, because we thank God that we made it through some of the stuff that we made it through. Because we really shouldn't be here. There's been some times we died. You dig what I'm saying? With some of the foolishness that we was doing out, the guns that we was having, and some of the stuff we did, we could have died. Let's just put it like that. I ain't gonna keep talking about that. But I'm trying to say is like, we done matured a little bit in our mind. And so I really think that like if him and G Nice would like sit down And G Nice was like, man, tell him to jump on the podcast and this and that. And it's like, well, I don't really want to put Khan on a podcast because he get the cussing and he threatening and liking the fight. And you know what I mean? So Khan is Khan is crazy. But G Nice is ready. G Nice, like, man, it's family, seven deuce. You know what I mean? We done sit in Jada's apartment, man. And I'm talking about we done been in there like just selling dope and did not leave for like months with no further than 70 seconds to that little grocery store. That's all we knew. From right there to get something to eat, to drink, to right back to selling dope and getting that money. I'm talking about, and we just sit there. You know what I mean? And so we did that for years. We did it in 72nd. We did it in Americana. You know what I mean? Me and Jada was just talking about how we had the laundromat rocking. Now, I'm not going back and telling all these stories to glorify these drug stories, but we have history, contact. We got history, man, of getting it from the mud. All of us went to the DMX concert. You dig what I'm saying? We used to just do stuff together. You dig what I'm saying? And this is like, you know, sometimes we got to get over these humps as we get a little bit older, because if something happened to Khan or if something happened to G Nice, then all of us we're gonna get together and we would be at that person's funeral. God forbid, we don't want to see nothing happen to him. But it's gonna be like that. We coming to the funeral, man, and it's gonna be like, man, remember my dude? Remember we did this? Remember, you know how it go. And so it's like, man, let's do it today. You know what I mean? That's why I like the drink champs, man, because on the drink champs, they used to giving people their flowers while they living. And remember, I had a podcast and I talked about that. Um, I was talking about good friends the other day, you know what I mean? And Mix and Mel had tapped in. It was like, good job, keep doing your thing. And he's like a good friend. I reached out to Dodie today, and he was like, the lab is open. That's the only thing he said. The lab is open. Like, my doors is always open for you, bro. And he's waiting for me. And so I had to cut some hair and take my grandson to do some running. So couldn't get over there today, Dodie. Couldn't get back over there. But I'm gonna tell you about this that's up here in my head. I'm gonna share it with you. I'm gonna share it with Mel and Paper Paul and probably Doc G, and we're gonna try to see what we can do. It's up here. It's an awesome idea, and I'm gonna share it with y'all in a minute. But right now, it's premeditated, so we don't need to share it. But the moral of the story is this, man. If you got some friends or something that you done fell out with, y'all got beef, you know, it's not a bad idea, man, to go to them and, say, hey, man, listen, I love you. You know what I mean? Hey, whatever happened in the past, it's a wrap, man. We ain't, you know what I mean? We ain't going through that. You know what I mean? We ain't gonna let that be what breaks us down. You dig what I'm saying? And so uh I think that y'all you gotta take it like that, because when it comes to like friends, man, you dig what I'm saying. Remember, I was telling you, I was giving you those positive quotes from like last week. One of the ones that stood out to me that was so dope. Remember the one I was saying, like, friends are the family that you get to choose. You dig what I'm saying? That's smooth, because we got some family family members that we didn't get to choose, and it's just like, damn, man, this person crazy, this one is crazy. I love my family, both sides of my family, but you don't get to choose your family. You know what I mean? And so I'm just a Grace for life. You dig what I'm saying? Mixed with that Garner blood. You dig what I'm saying? And that's a pretty rough cloth, bro. You dig what I'm saying? We hustle, we got swag, it's crazy. You dig what I'm saying? That alcoholism played its part, but we good peoples, and when it comes to like family, your friends are like your family, man. And so while they're here breathing on this earth, if you got anybody that you beefing with and you close, man, call them people. Text them, B, and just say, hey, man, listen, I was you, man. Listen, love you. You know what I mean? Nothing else, man. Just, hey, thinking about you, man. Holler at me when you slow down or something like that. Y'all might have moved away or something, you know what I mean? But just call them, you know what I mean? Yeah, okay. And the last one, I think that we got to be unified in our neighborhoods. You know, uh, everybody know how wild Chicago is. You know what I mean? Chicago is off the meat rack every time it gets summer. Every time it get hot, it ain't even got to be hot over there. They killing people over there just because. You know what I mean? They killing people like that out in Cali just because. And so that's the reason why I'm so big on that energy of when the police kill one of we so quick to go make 100 signs. You dig what I'm saying? Black lives matter, this and that. But then we turning around and we killing each other like every day. And so the young girl, Faith Zulu, she died out in Jersey Ridge Apartments out there on 53rd, going like you going towards Walmart. When you passing up Subway, Whitey's, and stuff like that, they sit off on the left hand side. You know what I mean? Right before you get over to going up to like some type of like Costco or something like that. It's like right next to Costco. So that light right before Costco, that's where those little apartments is at. They sit off up in there. And I don't know her. And to tell you the truth, with that last name, I'm not for sure. You know what I mean? If they, if they from a different descent, like with Zulu, they could be from Africa or something like that. It's a lot of African families over here, so just possibly she can be from Africa. Buddy name was Zion Harris. Zion Harris, I think. And I ain't for sure. I seen him, and I'm not for sure. I know some Harrises. I know some Harrises, and I ain't for sure. You know what I mean? If he's any kin to them. Only thing I can say is that fam is only 18 years old. You know what I mean? He 18 years old. Zion Harrison, and you know what I mean? 18 years old, and they dropped it down from first degree murder to second degree murder, and so you know he uh he about to figure it out though. You know what I mean? And so I'm gonna be praying for him. I'm gonna be praying that at this time that he's in this place. This is some to positions like this. God can really holler at you. Man, y'all gotta excuse me. I'm so tired of being congested. I got my inhaler right here. I've been wanting to hit it, but I didn't want y'all to be thinking like, is he snorting coke? Like, no, that ain't coke. That's menthol, boy. I don't know what happened this week. I think, man, like only thing I could think of going to the gym and sweating and then coming outside with that sweaty shirt on and not putting my hoodie back on and getting in and out of the store. That wind was blowing and it just then Saturday, Friday night, didn't get no sleep. Saturday was up cutting hair and it took a toll on my body. So it hurt. It really did. It hurt. But back to my man, to the Harrison family, man, I'm gonna be praying for your people. You dig what I'm saying? He a baby, y'all. He just made a man really, really bad mistake and something big happened. But one thing about these situations, by me studying the Bible and stuff like that, it don't make it any less, you know what I mean, valuable. But God didn't fall asleep. God knows what's happening at all times. You dig what I'm saying? This situation didn't take him by surprise. And a lot of times, we get hurt up in the flesh because we don't understand the spirit and we don't understand sin is playing its part out on earth. And God has to allow it to play its part. But then when Jesus come back, when he come back to wrap it up, it ain't gonna be no more. You dig what I'm saying? And so right now it's so much about it. Like remember like about a week ago, just went up into school and popped all them kids, man. It's like, come on, y'all, what is y'all thinking about out here? You dig what I'm saying? And so when I say like the neighborhoods, man, I really appreciate like what Overstreet is doing with the kids in the boxing. Um, you know, okay, somebody else is buzzing in. Okay, what Overstreet is doing with the kids in the boxing. Positive Brothers United. Doc G and them is doing with the kids over there, you know what I mean, in Rock Island. So they on top of their squares. We're trying to do different things, man, to help these children out and try to help the youth out. And we just got to be mindful, though. Here it comes. It's about to be summertime. So y'all know how it goes down around here in the town, over in Rock Island. How it goes down at the club. Somebody got popped down at the Elks like 2 weeks ago on a Friday. You dig what I'm saying? Then I heard somebody got shot at Playmakers. I don't know, I didn't really hear about that when somebody else was just down here getting their hair cut, and they was telling me about that. So y'all know what it's about to be, man. So I was just telling the little young homie since he ain't from down here, and like I'm telling all of y'all now, man, be careful out here. Man, be safe, man, and be smooth when you drinking and you smoking, fam. Stop driving around in cars and stop drinking and smoking with them dumb guns on y'all, man. Because when you get high, you make bad decisions, bro. Your discernment is off. You can't tell me. I'm 49, bro. I've been drinking ever since I was like 5 years old. My uncle done been getting me drunk. I really started drinking at the age of 13. I've been stealing Wild Irish Rose and Mad Dog. I've been drinking. You can't tell me nothing about that bottle and making dumb decisions. That shit sent me to prison. You dig what I'm saying? Sent me to jail. Because you make dumb decisions. You move without thinking off that liquor and then add it with some weed or maybe like some little dumb pills or something. Fam, you ain't yourself. You ain't yourself. And so him, I don't know if he had to see the judge today because it just happened like last night, depending on what time he got booked or what time they picked him up. He might just see the judge this morning. But He's gonna his appearance. Excuse me, man. His initial appearance is gonna be tomorrow morning. Then, excuse me. So if he didn't see the judge this morning, his initial appearance is gonna be tomorrow morning, and it's gonna be rough on him. You dig what I'm saying? Because they're gonna ask him, you know what you been for, and gonna tell him like second-degree murder. And they got computers that they can push on a unit. You know what I mean? Type in that little code for different degrees of murder, and I'm telling you, that second-degree murder is a 50 ball with an 85% mandatory. Now when he go to court, you know what I mean. The best thing that he got smoking for him right now is that he's 18, so they're gonna say that his mind wasn't truly developed. I'm not trying to say this like to try to help the Harrison family get this young dude to duck and dodge the downfall of what just happened, or downplay this young lady's death, because that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm sad for both parties, if that makes sense. Um, Life, for one. Who's to say she wasn't the next judge? What if she was the next lawyer? You know what I'm saying? God created her for a reason. There was a purpose for her life, and God don't make junk. So her life did have a purpose and a meaning to it. However, this dude has a life too, with a purpose and meaning, and he chose to do something wrong right now. He about to grow up, because he's going down to Fort Madison. They turned Anamosa into a medium prison. So if Fort Dodge is max, he might wind up going down to Fort Dodge, but I doubt it. Out the gate, he going down there to Fort Madison. He going behind the walls, and you got to be a big boy down there. You know what I mean? They gonna raise you up down there. So, he about to figure it out. I know he gonna probably be scared, and I wouldn't wish that on nobody. You know what I mean? So, man, all the prayer for him too. Pray for the Zulu family. You know what I mean? Pray that God would just touch their heart, man. And the only thing I can say is, listen, man, lean on God, because He know everything and He can do everything. You know what I mean? And I'm not just saying that just to be saying that. Believe me, when you going through them rough times, that's who you gotta hold on to. You gotta clutch on to Jesus and God, and just, man, get on your knees and pray, cry, talk to Him, do whatever you gotta do, get it out and give it to Him. Cause He ain't gonna do nothing but give you love back, and He's gonna give you the meaning. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna say He's gonna just everything gonna be all right, but you got in these times right now, pray for him, and then pray for that little dude. You know what I mean? Because he's a baby, 18 years old. He about to go in there, man, where they preying on little kids, and they trying to, you know what I mean, take advantage of them, and not just talking about like taking them for sex, but just, you know what I mean, like, boom, run with this clique, put you on count with G's, put who was you running with, who was you out with. They're out there, they gonna come and get you. You know what I mean? Get you in the joint, put in work and all types of, you know what I mean? Just a bunch of foolishness, man. And so we got to start doing something to our communities and our neighborhoods. Shout out to Troy Lockhart for what we just did 2 weekends ago with those kids, because we got to keep doing that. You dig what I'm saying? And even if there ain't nothing in the pot to give me for cutting the hair, y'all try to bless me. And what was so sad about that is that somebody got a hold to my cousin's phone, and they took her phone, man, and went and wiped out the church's funds and everything. And so if they wasn't there at the event, then they had to be in the pantry, in the food pantry, getting food, and seeing her phone laying down. Took the phone, took the cell phone, and went through the cash app and just started, draining accounts, draining the church account and stuff like that. And so that's what I keep trying to tell y'all. There's so much evil going on in the world. So here we are trying to do something good. We over here trying to talk about mental health and try to, haircuts. And here somebody is up in the church, either getting free food or either getting free love or being blessed. And you turn around and you steal and you do that. You dig what I'm saying? And so it just goes to show you, man, that evil is out here. And so we need to be more unified. We need to be, man, the call of duty has got to be unity. You dig? We got to, man, try to make sure that every come in contact with, especially start first off with your relationship with God. Get unified with Christ. You see what the Bible just said? He says, let me read that to you again. Excuse me, because that was pretty dope what he said, and it makes a lot of sense. Because he's talking about Christians. You know what I mean? I want y'all to think about from everybody's perspective, from everybody. standpoint. Turn that on one more time. I just want to read that and listen to the words that he used. He says, "I therefore a prisoner." He says, "I'm a prisoner in the Lord." Like, man, I'm locked up for Christ. You dig what I'm saying? That's so deep right there. It's like locked up for Christ. Like I've tried to put that into an analogy. Like you God for the Lord. Like I'm locked in with doing nothing but the Lord's work. He says, "Therefore, I beg you to lead a life worthy of your calling to which you have been called." So he basically saying everybody's got a calling. Live a life worthy of your calling. Saying that if God put you here on this earth, you're here for a purpose. Little homie, you ain't here to be a shooter. You're here to be a lover, a protector. You know what I mean? You're here to be a hard worker, a stand-up man. You dig what I'm saying? Women is supposed to be covered. The woman is our gift to help us glorify God. You know what I'm saying? You can't shoot her. That's why we be talking about the domestic violence, man. Let me read the rest of this. He says, "Lead a life worthy of the calling to which you've been called, with all humility, saying, be humble." Like, stop being all prideful on the damn drugs and alcohol, being stupid and thinking you do everything. You nothing, boy. Go somewhere and sit down and stop playing all the time. With gentleness and with patience, bearing with one another. You know what that means? Bearing with one another. Like, man, listen, I'm rocking with you. Okay, you going through something, I'm going through it with you. Okay, you owe me a little bit of money. All right, you ain't got it. I'm going to bear with you. You know what I mean? We got an issue. I'm going to bear with you, my dude. You dig what I'm saying? Bearing with one another in love, making every effort to maintain the unity of the spirit and bond of peace. Man, people be thinking that the Bible is just a bunch of words, fam. We try to tell you about life and about what y'all seeing like right now. You dig what I'm saying? He says, making every effort to maintain the unity and the spirit of the bond of peace. And like when we form this spirit of unity, this is how we're gonna get peace. You know the one scripture God was talking about, he says, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves. Once again, he keep telling y'all, humble yourself. That's the reason why I know so much trouble and y'all even get it. Because y'all too prideful. Y'all too lifted up. Everybody think that they everything. Everybody trying to show off. Everybody trying to show off their shoes, they fancy cars, they fancy trips. Look at me. I did this, I did that. But you ain't never stopping to give God the glory. He telling y'all, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and turn from their wicked ways, he says, then will I look down from heaven and heal, he said, and hear their prayers and heal their wicked land and heal their iniquities. He says, turn from these, and he says, I will hear from heaven and heal their land. It's like he telling you, like, man, listen, I'm telling y'all what I want from y'all. I want peace. Y'all want the police brutality to stop. Y'all got to start having peace in the neighborhood. You dig what I'm saying? You want your kids to start doing better? Baby mothers and baby daddies, marriages and stuff like that. Y'all got to start unifying. Y'all got to start getting it together. You dig what I'm saying? Y'all want your jobs and everything like that to work. Y'all got to start getting, y'all want your life to be in order and to prosper and to level up. You really want to level up? Get unified with God. Get unified with a church. Get somewhere. Get, you know what I mean? I don't know if your religion ain't Christianity. Whatever your religion is, get unified with your people. Get somewhere and sit down and get up under structure and rule and get unified and do it. Whenever you see unity, that's the numbers, man. You know what I mean? It's hard to break that because that's love going on. I'm telling y'all, man, we need it. We need it more than anything. The quality has got to be unity. And y'all better try to figure it out because it's about to get hot. And I'm telling you, 8 o'clock, and there's going to be more trouble, more smoke. Once again, I am praying for the Zulu family. I am praying for the Harrison family, praying for that little dude Zion, man. That God would bless his heart and that God would, you know what I mean, while he's taking his time out to sit down and chill. I don't even know all the full details. I don't know if he's innocent or if he's guilty or not. I just asking that God will intervene and that y'all will pray for both of the families, man. Listen and learn Monday. Call of Duty is unity. Call somebody, man, that you beefing with, man, and tell them you love them. I love y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all tomorrow at the Bible study. Peace. I'm gone.